Hi everybody, welcome to Control Alt Compete. Today we're joined by lovely Toastie. How are you?
Hello, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Fine. I was just talking about your name, right? How did you come up with Toastie?
Honestly,
Is that a nickname?
it's just really boring. I needed an alias. I don't even think it was for Twitch. It started further back than that, and I was really basically, if I'm into something, I'll eat it to excess. Yeah. So that month or a couple of months, I was really into tuna toasties. So I was like, I need a nickname. Tuna Toastie. It was Tuna Toastie at first, and then it got shortened to Toastie, and then it was Toastie 202 and a lot of things because Toastie was taken.
And did you bounce that off people? What do you think, Tuna Toastie? Because my wife's going through a rebrand. She's hit me with some things. But
yeah, no, I just needed a name, but then I went through like Tuna Toasties to like leek toasties to like cheese and ham toasties.
Leek just with bread?
I think, is it leek? Yeah, is it like potato, spinach?
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
So I couldn't just single out the one tuna, but now it's just Toastie, and I don't know, like I don't mind if people call me Toastie or Lindsay, like it feels like a single.
Oh, but there's not many Toasties out there, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, you would think.
Or that we girl mentioned Toast, right?
Yeah, Toast. There's a few Toasts, like on Twitch, disguised Toast, there was a Toastie with a Y instead, so there's a few Toasts out there, but not Toastie 202, that's me.
And so how did you start then when you're talking about getting stuck into something? Like what kind of things have you been stuck into when you were younger, and what kind of brought you to like the streaming part?
The content creating, literally it was playing video games. So I moved to London to do theatre and acting, and I didn't know anyone in London. But I had my laptop and I'd play a lot on like TeamSpeak, I think it was at the time. This was before Discord was even a thing, and my pals were like, oh, you should try streaming for a laugh, because they were all streaming. So I was streaming Counter-Strike, and that was a horrible game to stream because it was just like, one, the pressure of trying to be good at Counter-Strike when people are watching, and two, it was just like horribly sexist game and I was sick of getting kicked and stuff. So I was like, I'm going to try something different. I'm going to try like cooking streams because I can't cook. And they started to pick up, and then I started to really enjoy them, and then I was working like 2 back-to-back jobs in London at the time, and then streaming started to pay as well as what I was doing.
Really? So how quickly did you think it kind of grew then? And so was that on Twitch you were doing the cookery
Twitch, I mainly just started, which is a thing I regret, because I mainly just started on Twitch and was only doing Twitch. I didn't actually start TikTok until like end of lockdown and everything else, like YouTube and all that. But I mainly just started Twitch and was doing Twitch for, I can't remember, I think it was like 2018, a couple of years at least before lockdown. I say lockdown because that's when Twitch like blew up and it went mainstream and a lot of people get in there. But yeah, I was doing it, and I started with mostly doing cooking streams and then games and then different stuff.
And you still do the cooking streams? Because I seen you went live about a couple of weeks ago, and I think you just moved back, and I was with my partner, I was like, look, this is Toastie, and it went on you in your kitchen. So you got it set up in the kitchen?
Yeah, so I don't have it permanently set up in the kitchen.
All right, was that just like for that?
I wish, a dream would be to have like an actual studio and stuff, but I wish, but I use my phone and stuff, and the lighting and all that, and it takes me like a while to set up. So I used to do it, when I was doing it full time, I would be going like, I'd be like 10, 12 hours in the kitchen, because I'm dead slow as well, and because I need like ask chat for help, because that was the point of my cooking streams. I don't know how to cook, so it was like me and chat cook something together, which has its pros and cons, because a lot of time chat were like helping me, giving me tips and stuff, and then a lot of time they
you end up with this big mess of stuff.
A lot of time they were sabotaging it, because it is like it's like too many cooks spoil the broth. But yeah, we've had some good laughs, and now I do it. I don't do it as much now, but I'd like to start doing it again regularly, because I've cooked some like really interesting stuff that I probably wouldn't have done by myself. And
does that boggle you to see that people want to enjoy you watching like cooking? Like,
does it?
Yeah, I suppose it's just like saying to people that like people play games, right? I suppose people like enjoy cooking, right? So
I think so. I think the thing with Twitch is, especially like IRL streams and stuff, it's like the interactive part, like where people watching, they're not just watching, well, a lot of people do just watch, but the people that are active feel like they can interact with your world. So it's like, for example, add more salt, like you said, keep stirring, is it cooked yet, is it ready? And I'll ask chat, or I'll ask for, should I add this, should I add that, should we add cinnamon, I don't know, and we'll do polls and stuff, like. So I think that's exciting, and
apart from at the end when you're like, "This is really good, thanks everybody," and then you're all starving.
Yeah, and I get to eat it.
Yeah, I wish I just waited myself, cook myself.
Yeah, no, but it's There's been some really good times. I think the worst, usually it turns out actually pretty decent. And I've always surprised myself. One of the worst times, but where I think I had flour that was like, I think it was something like a year out of date, and I was like, I can't use this. But then there was this big debate in chat, and they were like, flour doesn't go out of date, you can just use it, doesn't go out of date, just... And I was like, okay, vote to use the flour. Cool, we'll use the flour. Use the flour, it was making yum-yums. Fire alarm went off. I couldn't reach the fire alarm because I had in like a sky, like tenement flat, sorry. Fire alarm's going off, there was smoke in the flat. I'm crying because the smoke makes my...
The ears are going up.
So yeah, it's just like this pure disaster. Finally made the yum-yums. They look awful. I couldn't even get the shape of them, and it tasted bad. But it was a fun stream.
Does flour go out of date then?
It does, 100% does. Don't listen to what anybody tells you.
Yeah, because you don't want to sniff flour either, could you?
Yeah, no, you couldn't sniff it, but it tasted wrong. I mean, it might have been something else, but it tasted very bad.
And so regarding the gaming side, then I mean that's. My wife games and she streamed as well, and she still gets abuse for being a girl. But what she does is she actually just does really well, and at the very end of the game just says hello and to let folk know she was a girl. But do you feel like do you think it's changed a lot then? Do you think it's still the same?
I want to say
because I hate hearing stories like that, like playing a game and then just feel like crap not to play it.
It's definitely changed. Like it is definitely slowly getting better. It's still there, but like it's still an issue. So I'm not going to say, oh, it's not. It's much better now. It is much better than what it was. I do agree, but
why do you think it's maybe getting a bit better? More spotlight on people that are maybe... More
spotlight on people. Twitch are very good at spotlighting people as well.
Well, if they hear something or...
Yeah, like there's like Women Guild, LGBT, like there's lots of communities on Twitch, and I think they do put a lot of effort in to give voices to people that normally wouldn't. And also games as well, I think are being marketed towards just women, people of colour, trans people, like they're being more inclusive.
Like Valorant's got a lot of strong female characters and they're pretty much the best ones you can play in the game.
So that's something I noticed was very different. So I went from playing Counter-Strike, and this was back, I started Counter-Strike when you could speak to the enemy team. I don't know why that was a feature, but did you ever play Counter-Strike?
Yeah, Halo was like that. Yeah. So what Halo would do is at the very beginning of the lobby, you'd have 8 people and then you'd be able to like give each other abuse or not. And then suddenly then you go play and it felt like a really good game because you had that warm-up.
Yeah, like, so I remember playing Counter-Strike and as soon as you get in, you're like, because like you're just screaming the enemy team, and obviously I usually had to pretend to be a wee guy, like a wee boy.
Oh, you're pretty good at it.
Because like I just couldn't be bothered with it. And when I went to Overwatch, it was still like sexism stuff still there, but I noticed not as much, and I noticed more women using voice chat and stuff. And I don't know if that was to do with like Overwatch, Valorant and stuff, having female characters and marketing towards like women more, but I've definitely noticed with each game, but I still feel it has a very long way to go, and it's not there
and
yet.
Because you've had that experience, you'll always be a bit wary about it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I think now it used to annoy me, and I used to go in and just try and argue back and stuff, and now I can't build. I don't play online with strangers, I just play with people I know now. I just don't have the time for it. But
it's such a Russian roulette to be doing that anyway.
Yeah, but it always, I wish there was a lot of things that I learned, because I started streaming like early 20s, I think it was like 22, and there was a lot of things I learned that I wish like younger streamers would know that I went through. Hopefully it's not as bad, but yeah.
And so regarding then the Twitch meetups then, because how did that all start then? Because that's a big mission to be doing that, right?
Yeah, it was literally just because I was going to London so much for events. There was Twitch London, which was brilliant. That's no...
You're like, I'll do Twitch Glasgow.
Yeah. Twitch London was a thing. That stopped, and now it's Link Up London. And what else? Like, TwitchCon was abroad, and like gaming events tend to be in London. And I was like, there is literally nothing in Glasgow, but there is such a big gaming scene in Glasgow, like you know yourself, like with Scottish esports and a lot of Scottish streamers. So Twitch, we're encouraging people, you know, start your meetup in each city and they'll help you verify it. And Twitch don't really do much, like they literally just let us, I think now they're starting to send us merch. So this year, this is the first time we'll have like Twitch merch coming in, and they have...
Because they'll be realising like TikTok and all these platforms are coming up, they might have to up their game a little bit, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird, yeah, because TikTok used to do like event or talked about doing it, but I don't know if they do anymore. Twitch at first were also used to be very, you're not streaming on any other platform, you're not allowed. When I started streaming on Twitch, I wasn't allowed to stream on YouTube, I wasn't allowed to upload content to YouTube, but that's all changed now. Now they encourage you to. But yeah, the Twitch meetups, I started in Glasgow just because there was no other meetups in Glasgow for Twitch. And I think this is the third year. We've had 3. Is it the 4th year? I couldn't tell you. And it's been going really well, and I think we've got about 200 members now, and I think it's just good because I think it's very important for people, because Twitch is obviously it's so interactive and it can be so intimate. A lot of people will form close relationships, they'll collab and stuff, and I think it's very important for people to have a space to meet up in person.
Yeah, and support each other and raid each other as well.
Yeah, definitely.
And so what would you say then is a kind of, like obviously there's a lot more TikTokers, would you say? Do you think it's more and more people streaming on TikTok or still Twitch or?
I think TikTok's got its own streamers. Like Twitch is so weird because I'd say now, because I did this, I streamed on TikTok for a while and it worked well, and I think if you're going to stream on Twitch, a lot of streamers are multi-streaming to YouTube and TikTok and Twitch at the same time, which I think it's always good to spread your content out as much as possible. A lot of Twitch don't seem to like it. I have had some backlash where they're like, you're not paying attention to us, why are you talking to them, or who are you talking to, because the chats can't see.
But are they like that? Do you think, is that your community are saying that?
Sometimes, but not often.
That must be hard then, because does that mean how many separate chats have you got to watch then?
I did it for Twitch and TikTok for a bit.
No wonder you're burning stuff.
I don't always do it because I personally I like just the one chat, and I rely a lot on my chat. Yeah. Like I stream for the chat, I like the back and forth of it. Some streamers do it. TikTok games tend to work differently. I've noticed TikTok tend to typically like grindy games. So there's a game called Only Up that did well on TikTok. They like kind of old school. They like games where, for example, if you're scrolling through and you see something, you can instantly tune in. Get that good bit of the game because it's repetitive and that's a good bit to see. Yeah, and you know what's happening. You don't need context. You don't need to have been there from the start. So those games do well on TikTok. Games that are like long narratives or kind of drawn out stories, or you need to hold context, I won't stream on TikTok because they do very poorly and people come in and they're like, that's true, because sometimes you do join, it's like coming halfway through a film, you don't know what's going on. Well, yeah, exactly. So there's different games that kind of work for different platforms, but I do think that most streamers should try them all out. And I know when we first met, I kind of bombarded you with my ARC stories. Did you ever think about streaming ARC? Yeah, no. I'd probably start crying because I'd spend like a week building a base and like painting all the walls and making it cosy, and then like you happen to both of us, you log in and it's just all gone, and then I'd go in a huff with it, and I don't think I ever got over that initial huff with ARC. Didn't you ever play a game that was like that since? I don't know if it got to you, but I'd never played anything like that. Played ARC, played DayZ. But it wasn't like ARC, but DayZ was actually the game that got me into streaming. I don't know if you ever played that. Yeah, we had Ali Hay was on, he's a big DayZ player. Yeah. I kind of tried to play it a little bit, but I think, I just hate getting cold and hungry, and then, I like a bit more instant gratification in the game, so that was a bit, DayZ standalone, I didn't play it when it was part of, what is it, the alpha, no, what's it, I played it DayZ standalone version, and I met a lot of people through that, and like just, the role play on that game, I don't know if it's the same because I've not touched it in like 5 years, but the role play and like the hostage situation and just DayZ, basically I went from playing like RuneScape, Habbo Hotel when I was a kid to never playing games for a long time, and then seen a video of DayZ being played and been like, oh my god, you can use voice chat now in games. I had no idea that was a thing, and then just I was like, you can actually live like in a make-up world in game, and that's what got me into it. So yeah, played a lot of DayZ. I'm trying to think any other. ARC was good though, eh? ARC was good, yeah, and I like the kind of community like aspect, like you build like a base. But you just bump into people that are maybe unemployed and that's all they were doing all day. You couldn't compete with that. Yeah, the thing about even talking about employment, the thing was... maybe they weren't unemployed, I don't know what their life was like, but yeah. When I played Euro Truck Simulator, I played that for a bit. I actually got banned, but I played that, and a lot of the truckers in that game... How did you get banned from that? Were truckers in real life. All right. Which I thought was just, they just love trucking, but it is a really fun game. I got banned because I was on the motorway doing a delivery, and I realised halfway through that I was going the wrong way. So I did a U-turn on the motorway, and somebody saw me and they reported me.
So they take it that seriously?
No, they took it that seriously, and it was like a big major offence. You can't do. I mean, you can't do a U-turn on the motorway anyway, but
no, a big massive truck.
Yeah. They took a video and everything.
Really?
And reported me. They really wanted me banned, and yeah, it was bad. I think I got like a week ban for that, but lesson learned.
Yeah. So the acting side then, tell me a bit about that then. How did you get involved in acting?
I just did it at college. So I did drama. I did a HND in acting performance, and then I went to uni for English in Aberdeen. And I just didn't enjoy it because I was trying to convince myself. I was like, it's not realistic. Like, go do English and go do. I didn't even know what I wanted to do. And then I didn't enjoy uni there, so I dropped out. And I thought, do you know what? Like, got nothing to lose. I'll save up money and I'll go down to London. And I went down to London and I did some projects down there. I worked in London.
Probably more opportunity down there as well.
Loads more opportunity. Lots of other people that were just going themselves, trying to, like, my flatmate was trying to get into music. A lot of people that were just trying to build stuff, like pursue creative opportunities. And I loved it when I was down there, but it was a grind. Like I said, I was working 2 jobs back to back, like Wetherspoons and Holland and Barrett, and I was just exhausted. And then streaming took off, and then I had to move back to Glasgow to save some money, and I thought I'll go back down to London, but then COVID happened. So yeah, streaming just...
Do you think there's a crossover between how you, I'm not saying you act on stream, right, but do you think there's a crossover between acting and performing on stream? Do you feel like you've got to... You can't just be like, subdued, and, do you feel like you've got to up your game?
Yeah, well, you can't just be like that, because people just...
Eventually, but I'll end up like that.
Some, if you're really good at games, you can get away with that, because people are watching for your skill, but I couldn't. But I do, I think I was drawn to streaming because there was like an expressive performance side to it, especially with cooking. A lot of people thought I was just hamming it up with how clumsy I was in the kitchen, but I think it was a mix between being excited, trying to navigate a chat and recipe, and just ADHD brain.
Nobody means to spill stuff in the kitchen.
Yeah, no, and definitely, none of the stuff. Not set the bloody fire alarm off either, but there's like, I'm trying. At the end of the day, I'm trying to entertain people, because I know there's a thing that streamers used to talk about where it's like, I don't like streamers that aren't 100% themselves and they're fake and they're putting on this act, and it's like, I don't really think sometimes. At first, years ago, I was like, okay, you should just try and be yourself, but it's very hard to be yourself 100% because you're very vulnerable. And people online, especially with how intimate Twitch is, a lot of people do sometimes take advantage of that.
I wonder why people expect people to be themselves when in really every other area they watch, they're not.
Exactly.
Singers, in a film, whatever.
Exactly. Like, you definitely, it's a strength to be like vulnerable with an audience and stuff, but it's very hard. And the amount that Twitch demands you to be on, which a lot of streamers who do it full time, they'll do it most days of the week for at least like 5 hours, which is a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
At the end of the day, like, I say to myself, like, I am just trying to entertain. Like, Toastie is my Twitch.
That's your alter ego.
Kind of persona. It is me because I can't act for that amount of time, but I am always saying to myself, like, I'm trying to entertain people. I'm trying to, give them something to listen to.
Yeah, and that's what they're watching you for, right? Yeah.
I'm not trying to, like, I'm not just being myself. I'm not gonna, because I think a lot of streamers, I just know it was a big.
Do you think they go into it wrong? And do you think some people do go into it wrong and try to be something they're not, and then they can't hold it up?
Yeah, I mean, if you try to be something you're not and you don't enjoy what you're doing, you're gonna burn out.
You've got to enjoy it.
Yeah, you've got. If you don't like it, if you try to be something you're not, you'll start hating it. I think, and I think you also got to like hold. I don't know, be like your morals close to you as well. Because I guess, I don't really know how true this is, but you cultivate an audience and your audience are coming to you for your personality, and sometimes your audience will reflect you.
Do you think, so have you met your audience then?
I've met some of my audience at like Twitch meetups and stuff,
And so how do you find that then when they know you so well and they probably talk to you like they've known you for years, but you've never had eyes on them before?
Yeah, it's weird. It's sweet, but I always like, I think just me being an anxious person, I'm always like, oh God, they're going to meet me and think, she's a weirdo, I'm not watching her streams again. Like, that's always an anxiety.
It's probably the opposite. They're probably happy. You probably feel closer to you.
Yeah. And Twitch do the meetups and the meet and greets and stuff and encourage that. I do think it can be overwhelming, like TwitchCon, when I'm meeting loads of people and they know me and I don't know them. You get over, like, by the end of TwitchCon, I just want to stare at a wall for like 3 days because I'm just so mentally, I'm so mentally exhausted. Yeah, sorry, what was the question?
No, just chatting about your streaming. What I'd like to ask you though is about, like, do you do a talent agency as well? Have you been involved in like a...
For acting, yeah. For streaming, yes. But my friend says the same, who's a streamer. I wouldn't go with another streaming agency again, just because, unless you're like really, really big numbers and you need help answering the amount of like deals and stuff coming through. If you're like either my size or relatively starting out, I've had a lot of experiences with streamer agencies that say they're going to bring you loads of deals and they're going to market and stuff, when really they're just kind of watching your inbox and just taking like 20%, which is a huge amount. Like, I don't think any agency should take that.
What would you say the percentage of people come to you directly, or like they probably see you on X or like Instagram and drop you a message about, you know, if they think, oh, she looks great, we get her involved in the show, and then just DM you?
Loads, yeah. I've had loads of people that DM me, charities, like, do you mean, sorry, agencies or like people involved?
No, just being like, yeah, for example, you're just saying how it's maybe not for people that are maybe your size or lower to have an agency. I'm just saying you probably find a lot of people just DM you if they want you to get you involved.
Yeah. People tend to come to me direct, and that's why I like going to conventions and stuff, because I found you typically people tend to, same with other agents and people looking for people to do deals with, they tend to choose people they know and people they trust. So if I've like met you, or I'm like more than happy to collab, and yeah, I get a lot of DMs. I can't respond to all of them all the time, but yeah, I think if you can, it's best to do your own before getting an agent. And I'm saying, I guess I've just had some bad experiences. I know a lot of other streamers I have, but might not be the same for all agents. But just if you are thinking about getting a streamer agent, make sure you do your work.
But it's something people fall into. You like a new hobby and you want to get the best of stuff, and you realise years down the line you didn't actually need half the stuff you got.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it's just there's a lot of lessons like I've learned in how to navigate deals, how to navigate collaborations, how to manage things, how to like read contracts properly, how to, you know, all this stuff.
So where do you think you want to go next then, if you were to do, you know, if you had your own studio, like what would be your perfect kind of stream? Would you like to have like your own kitchen kitted out with like 6 cameras? I'd
love to have my own kitchen. Maybe one day, maybe not. I don't know if I could anytime soon. But I'd love to have my own kitchen to set on fire. I'd love to,
like the Mrs. Beast of Glasgow, just having these massive fires.
And it's always great because, like I said, I do get to eat after it or take some round my gran.
I think that'd be so bad for folk watching and realising they've just spent, they're like, I'm so hungry too. Or you cook along with you.
Yeah, some people do. Some people, even at TwitchCon, someone was like, oh, I made the cookies that you did as well, and they were banging, which is cool because I didn't think anybody would want to be inspired after seeing what I went through. But yeah, a lot of people do get inspired. I think a lot of people watch Twitch and they get inspired to play games. They see people playing, they get inspired to like go visit places. People that visit like all these, which is always cool.
What's the weirdest things you've seen on Twitch? Remember I carry on about the hot tub thing a couple of years ago, but what do you think is the weirdest thing people stream now? Like,
the weirdest thing people stream? I don't know.
Is there any kind of like?
I think everybody's just trying. I always respect streamers that try something different. I don't like streamers that do those things that I seen that was trending, like sleep deprivation for like days and days and days, because that's just
that's
like
what I'm trying to say. So people, that's what I mean. Are people trying to push it now to do something different where they're like, look at me, I've not slept for a week?
Yeah, there's stuff like that. I don't really like doing like excessive alcohol on streams, like to the point like shots for stuff. I don't think so, but it was allowed when I started. It's not allowed anymore. I think Twitch have put rules on it, but stuff like that's like detrimental to your health is I wouldn't say ever try or do. And it's just also, it's like you're gaining an audience for what? Because I've realised the big thing with Twitch is if you game enough, it's a lot of streamers who just stick to one game. It works out really well because they've got a passion for the game, a community who's passionate about the same game, but if they try and switch game, they need to build a new audience.
And do you think that's what you've managed to do well, and you've not actually like pigeonholed yourself into like the one game then, you've been quite flexible with what you do?
Yeah, I give or take, like, I am really lucky that I have an audience who will just watch me do whatever. Like, I'm really grateful for that, and I think that's really cool. For a long time, though, when I was doing it full-time, I wish that I just had the one niche. I never found a niche. It was really annoying, but if I had a niche, I could grow with that niche, and that could be, like, my thing. But I think I get bored of things really easily. That frustrates me as well. And it's even difficult doing brand deals because you can tell, I know I've said I'm an actor, but you can tell if I don't like a game. And I get motion sickness easily. So it's hard for me to stick to stuff. Like, I will just do what I want to do.
And how do you feel now you move back up to Scotland then?
Great, I love it. Might be having to go back down to Bristol, maybe at the end of this year in a year or so, but it's great being back up here. It's great seeing all my family, seeing the dog. It's great doing the Twitch meetups again. We've got one this weekend, and then the big one will hopefully be in November. And yeah, like, I love Glasgow, it's a brilliant city. I just wish there was more gaming or kind of opportunities, but like you said, you're trying to start that yourself.
Yeah, trying with phase, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people in Scotland love gaming, right? But it's like you're saying, just putting it together. Yeah. Well, look, Toastie, it's been great having you on. I'm gonna say, yeah.
No worries, thanks for having me.
No, really cool. And yeah, we'll see you at phase, eh?
Yeah, I'm excited for it.